What's going on, guys? It's Aiden with Upper James Toyota, and 3 years later, this redesigned Tundra is definitely still turning heads. I've got this one here today in front of me to go over a few of my favorite features on the new generation Tundra, and more specifically, this limited TRD off-road. So stay tuned and let's check it out. If you guys are in the market for a new or used vehicle, do not forget to click the link in the top of our description. All right, so starting off with this 2026 Tundra. Now, obviously this was redesigned back in 2022, and they have made minor changes throughout this new generation of Tundra being on the market. Number one, and the obvious out of this, is this color, which is called Mud Bath. It's brand new for this model year on the Tundra, and I think it is one of our coolest colors we have ever put on this vehicle. I love the fact that it just gives you that off-road look. It's also offered on a TRD Pro 4Runner as well. I just think, it's just a really cool and different color that you currently do not see a whole lot of throughout other manufacturers, and I'm really happy Toyota has finally integrated this on a few new vehicles in our lineup this year. Now, with the lineup talking about this Tundra, there are 24 different configurations for a Tundra. This one is going to be configured as a Crew Max with a regular 5.5-foot bed. Now, obviously, you can get a 6.5-foot bed. You could get the smaller cab. You could get the 8-foot bed. You could get the tow mirrors. You could get a lot of different features on this vehicle depending on which trim level you're going for. And I think having the comfort features of a limited, but then also adding the TRD off-road package that gets you the off-road shocks, the off-road wheels, the beefier looking tires, and a few other appearance things, I think this is such a perfect trim level for your next truck, and really only have a few little small complaints on this vehicle that I will be touching on very shortly. Now, even just the side profile of this Tundra, I love the fact there is no chrome on this truck. I love the fact that they've added, door handles mixed in with a bit of the paint color of the vehicle, mixed in with a little bit of the black, which obviously then ties into these nice 20-inch TRD off-road inspired alloy wheels. I love how this truck rounds off compared to other vehicles in our current lineup, and I think Toyota has done a really good job at redesigning it back in 22, but then also adding a few new features for the newer vehicles and the newer variants of this truck that obviously weren't around for the initial redesign of this vehicle. Now, another feature that I think is probably one of the most standalone features on this vehicle that I love, and I would expect to get into, a vehicle at this price point that would have this feature, is this simple, easy access tailgate release. You hit your button situated on your rear tail light here, and this comes down as a power folding tailgate. That is obviously very accessible for anyone who wants to load stuff in. If your hands are full, you can bump it with your elbow, and then obviously you can open it and then close it the exact same way that you did. Now, I will have to add, just because this is a vehicle that is here, it's a sold unit, Tundras do not come with the hard trifold cover already installed here in Canada. We have added this on because the customer wanted it installed on this package. Now, I will say that looking at the rear of this vehicle, and I really do wish that at some point I get to showcase one of these in the nighttime. And I think that's something I'm gonna want to do as this channel, progresses a little bit more, and I want some new ideas for content. I think one of these vehicles, especially with these brake lights, for some reason, the new generation Tundras look crazy at night. So stay tuned, so I'm definitely gonna throw one of those up on this channel in the near future. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss that. Alrighty, now jumping into the inside of this Tundra, I'm gonna start with the obvious. I love the fact this is a middle grade truck, but I love the fact it's got leather and it's got a panoramic sunroof. I really, really do love that. I also love the fact that it opens, it's also functional, and it still has our favorite feature in a 4Runner and on a Tundra, the rear power folding vertical glass for anything in the back. I love the fact you can open that up, have some fresh air come in while you're driving this vehicle on, say, a rainy day and didn't want the windows or sunroof open. I love the fact that that is still on this vehicle. I also love the fact that Toyota has gone back to the roots. I've mentioned this a couple times in previous videos, but I love the fact cooled seats are blue, heated seats are red. That just makes a whole lot of sense to me, and obviously those are colors that make sense with the functionality of those buttons. Now, this being a 2026 model, the only difference versus this one and a 2025 would it be these seats for a 25 model were Softex, which is our fake leather. These ones are actual genuine leather. So you can feel the difference. And I like the fact that they are now offering a genuine leather on that mid-grade vehicle, because obviously at this price point, being in the $70,000 range, you would be expecting, you know, a good quality leather to be on the inside. Now, a couple other things on the, you know, center of this vehicle that maybe I'm wanting one little change to, and that's the only ask I'm gonna have on this, is that it's going to have a JBL sound system. This does not have one. It has our standard sound system, which still does sound good in my opinion, but again, I just think at this price point, I would kind of expect that, and it's not. You have to move up a little bit to get that. It's not a huge increase, but definitely something to consider if that's, you know, something that's very important for you and any of your future passengers. Other than that, I love the new 14-inch display. I love the steering wheel. I love that it's heated. I like the little TRD off-road things that you get on this vehicle with, you know, the stripe down the middle of your steering wheel, TRD at the bottom of the steering wheel, same on your shift knob. I like those small little touches that Toyota has done. And I think that driving one of these, even though it's got the TRD off-road shocks versus, you know, what's on the standard limited, I do think that it's really cool that, you know, in today's current truck market, you know, I look at, you know, Ram obviously being up there, Ford definitely being up there, you know, GM's definitely up there, Chevy is up there. There's a lot of great truck companies on the current market, and Toyota's definitely trying to get their foot in the door. And I like the way they're going. I still do think there are some things that I want them to continue at, because you look at, you know, some of the finishes on this versus say the finishes on a Denali or, you know, a High Country. Very different price point for that vehicle and very different quality you're getting in that vehicle. So it's really interesting to see what Toyota is doing on the truck market. And I'm only hoping in the next few years, Toyota keeps advancing that to be giving a really good product for other consumers like you looking for a new truck. Now, I've done a few Tundra reviews on this channel before, but this is obviously the first 2026 that we have in front of us today. And I think value for money around our entire Tundra lineup. This comes in for a sticker price at the 26 model year, $76,490, adding freight, PDI, licensing, and tax, which I actually think for what you're getting in this truck is pretty good value for money. It's ready for the off-road, it looks really good, and it's packed with a load of features. You guys can let me know down below in the comments if you think that is worth the price to get into one of these, or maybe there's a different trim level that you want to see and get my honest opinion on. If I get any of those that come in, I will happily do one of those. If you guys did like this video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future Toyota related content, and I'll check you guys out in the next video.